What is going on, guys? I know it's been a long while, but oh my, things have been crazy, haven't they? Just here, we're taking a little bit look at the Dow Industrial Average here. My goodness, things have been wild lately. Obviously, started with our president stating his new tariffs on the remaining imports, only 10%, but it would be tariffing the last of the imports that he was not previously, the ones that he had at 25%. Now he's included 10% for the remaining $300 billion worth of imports. And I mean, needless to say, you can see right here, here's the 1 month chart, and I think you can tell exactly when that tweet came out, when the news came out. Whatever it is with him, it's always something, whether it be by tweet. That's usually how we break the news, so always got to be vigilant and look at that. Um, my goodness, things have been crazy. So the question is, what do you do from here? I mean, this has been honestly overall not awful. A little bit of a dip here for sure. Quite a severe one. I believe it's one of the top 10, highest point decreases for the Dow Jones in history. So that's obviously something. But in terms of percentages, it wasn't nearly as bad as a lot of the other ones there. Just because of the value now of the Dow Jones is so high that those more points is usually it's not as much of a percentage as if this was when the Dow Jones was $10,000. So um, it's definitely a little bit different now. I was gonna go over stock in particular that's been beaten down, a Chinese stock. Obviously, we're having issues with China and this quote unquote trade war. And Baidu just has not been kind to Baidu. Which overall, I mean, I think it's a fantastic company. Baidu is a very good company over in China, and I think they're extremely undervalued at this point now. I mean, they've been devastated over. I mean, if we're looking at everything, um, we had a good run up here up until 2018. I mean, it's been choppy before that, but since then it's just been absolutely devastated. I mean, at one point over $250, um, and now you see we're at lows of 99. Um, rocking a PE ratio of 7. I mean, honestly, this is a company I would like to put more money in right now. I haven't. 100% honest, because I don't believe this tension is going to be over anytime soon. So I do believe the stock could continue to get rocked. I'd definitely be purchasing a lot if it got to the $75 to $80 range, which is asking quite a lot, obviously. With a PE, then I mean it'll be close to 5 if you think about it that way. Um, it's crazy. I would say this is definitely a stock to look at. Um, Look at all these random news stories. Isn't that great? 15 NFL stars. What? Who's a big jerk off the field? Anyways, my main focus here was going to be on these earnings. Um, so if you want to see here, pretty much Baidu's consistently beating by a good amount. They report earnings here this month, and it's going to be good to look at. Obviously, there might be a little bit of flack. The Chinese economy is slightly struggling right now. Obviously, they're devaluing the yuan to try to compete with us. I don't know. It is a thing. Obviously, in the United States, we obviously do currency devaluation and inflation. As the Federal Reserve there. So we do it, but they're doing it to a very severe extent. A very severe extent. To where now I think a yuan's about takes about 7.5 equals a dollar now, which overall currency wise, just things aren't looking good. Let me just uh, oops, my bad. Ha. Oh wow. So yeah, obviously we're not looking good here. So um, if we're looking over the last month, obviously this is when we got devalued here. So overall, pretty flat, but it's just a little bit crazy, if you ask me. But another stock, I mean, I would say what I want to look at, because obviously we're going to think about where do we go from here. What do we do when we're in this time of very high volatility? I'm, for the most part, keeping my money on the sidelines. I usually do regular investments weekly, not of anything, high amounts or anything. So I wanted to spotlight one stock I have been putting more money into lately. I bought more around the 183 range for Facebook, just because it's a company that I believe is still very undervalued. Obviously, they have a high PE. All tech companies do currently, for the most part. They're all pretty much valued that way. So, in terms of the crowd, I believe Facebook's undervalued. They've been basically printing money over the past few years, and ad revenue is only increasing for them. So, they're a company that I believe I could see them by the end of next year, obviously depending on market conditions. I could see him being at 250 by the end of next year, with where it is, and that's pretty not extreme estimate. I don't believe so. So I think there's a lot of ground to be made here. Obviously, the stock's fallen quite a bit lately, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of a spotlight on that. Tell you what I plan on doing. I'm keeping money on the sideline to see if we have anything else more severe that we might look at. If we have a bigger drop, obviously we'd be putting a lot more money in, but for now I'm staying on the sidelines, buying a couple of deals when I see them pop up, like Facebook here. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good one.